Welcome to the Core Experience, your connection to community, business, and the people who make it all happen with your host, Brandon Suba.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Core Experience. My name is Brandon Suba. I'm a Treasury Relationship Manager here at Core Bank. But as you've heard me say many times in these intros, I get to sneak off and be the DJ or the, host of the Core Bank Experience podcast. And we've done a lot of guests and we've done a lot of internal employees. And today we're going to have an internal employee because we have Michael Roth, who is a Core Bank Banking Center Manager 2. I want to say branch manager.
That's a lot to say.
Right. But he is over at the Granite Falls location, which is in the Papillion area. You guys are a year open now, right?
Yeah, it'll be 2 years.
2 years already. Oh, my gosh. But that is a branch that I work with quite a bit. They have to deal with me when it comes to all their treasury opportunities out there. But, Michael, you have a history in banking. And the other day I went to a 75 anniversary for another bank, if you will, but it was through the chamber.
Okay.
And I walked in there and there's another guy there that works at another bank. Him and I are pretty good friends. And he made the joke. He goes, "Hey, raise your hand if you've ever worked at these two major banks." And pretty much everybody did. Yep. So I know you and I worked at a big major bank back in the day. And then that got us the community bank. But tell us a little bit about who you are and kind of your history in banking.
Yeah, well, it's good to be here, Brandon. I've been in banking for 10 years.
Wow.
You know, I was 8 years at a big major institution and then made that jump over to Core Bank here. Last 2 years, I've been the branch manager over there, like you said. Done everything from accounts to loans, credit cards, you name it, I've done it.
So today we pulled you in because we're going to talk about health savings accounts, or HSA, as we generally call these. And I really didn't have a lot of background in this, but when I came over on the healthcare banking side, when I was onboarding doctors, it was very common that they would also need an HSA account because generally as business owners, and we'll get more into this, but as business owners, entrepreneurs, 1099s, this is an opportunity to kind of balance out the insurance piece that everybody needs and we all use, but you may not have like what we have the advantage of, where Core Bank is more a sub provider for us, so you can get the insurance through Core Bank. So there are a lot of professionals that we work with that use this service. So we just thought, what a great opportunity to do a podcast, kind of get more information out there. And y'all would be crazy if you didn't think we're going to tell you how you can get set up at Core Bank with one of these HSAs, but we will get to that near the end. So, Michael, I know you did a lot of research and you sent me some stats.
I did.
We reviewed these stats and it blew my mind on some of this stuff. So why don't we start with that, just to kind of get people up to speed on what this healthcare world really looks like.
Yeah. So actually this account is one of my most favorite accounts, but like one of the big issues I found, and I got this article from the American Bankruptcy Institute. So 56 million people in America are struggling to pay their medical debt. That's a lot.
Yeah.
And of that 56 million, about 9%, 8.9 are skipping their payments completely. They're not even making any payments.
Wow.
Can you imagine the stress that's on them?
Yeah, both the institution and the human.
Yeah. So now the people who are making payments, this goes into two other camps. So one group, about 11 million Americans, they're paying it with their credit cards. And as you know, what are those rates? 20, 25, 30?
Yep.
Like, they're paying that plus the interest. That's just causing so much extra debt on top of what they're already paying. So we don't want that to happen. Mm-hmm. And I looked up the average stat for August. 27.62 is the average credit card interest rate.
Yikes.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Yikes.
So, and then like I said, I've been in banking for 10 years, and this next stat blew my mind. So 9 out of 10 or 90% of people who own a home, they're taking a second mortgage out to pay for medical expenses.
Really?
Yeah.
See, that one, like really a HELOC, which has interest on it,
Yep.
just to pay the medical.
Yeah.
Do you think that's for credit purposes? Like they don't want the late bills, so they're going to take the loan out?
That's what I think.
Yeah.
I mean, you're going to pay for it regardless, whether you save up now or every month, or you take out a loan. You're going to have to pay for it.
Right.
So they're kind of being reactive, but accidents happen. Stuff happens. Stuff's expensive. Healthcare is expensive.
Yeah.
So it's not getting any cheaper, and that's why we want to get people into this account and help them. But the last stat I had here, what do you think the number one cause of bankruptcy is in America?
Oh, overspending. So credit cards or taking on a mortgage they can't afford. I mean, that's what I know bankruptcy usually is called.
Yeah, that's what I thought. But in this, it's medical expenses.
Causing bankruptcy? Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And as you know, if you get a bankruptcy, it ruins your life financially. And the stress of that, it takes years to come back. And we just want to help people not go through that. So.
All right. So you've talked about the stats here. Why a health savings account then? What does that do to navigate to avoid all those crazy numbers?
So with this account, you're going to save monthly, just like you're going to save up for anything else. And if you are proactive with your finances, life's a lot better. Mm-hmm. And the cool thing about this account, I'll get into the details later, you're doing it with pre-tax dollars. So you're saving extra money just to do this. And as long as you're proactive, our goal is to get you to save up to hit your deductible with this health savings account. And then your insurance kicks in. It could pay up to 100% after that. If you can reach that, we're going to help people not use credit cards, not take out their equity, and give them peace of mind where they can have control of their finances again.
And it's pre-taxed, correct?
Pre-tax. So think of this like a 401k, an IRA. Everyone generally kind of knows what that is. So you get your paycheck every month. You're going to have your distributions come out, your taxes, but this HSA money comes out before you pay taxes. So it's going to lower your taxable income. So you're going to pay less taxes. That money goes into this account, tax-free, and it's going to grow. And guess what? That's tax-free.
Hey,
that's the second
right.
plus. So how many accounts actually do that besides your retirement? So the awesome thing is now you need to take money out. Mm. So there's two ways you can do this. Any withdrawals that are medical expenses, your co-pays, your deductible, vision, doctor visits, all those type of things. Those are called a qualified medical expense. You're going to take that money out. You're going to report it on your taxes. You're going to pay no interest. You're going to pay no fees, no taxes. Win-win right there. Mm-hmm. Now, say something happens. You have an emergency. I need to pay my mortgage. I need to pay a car. Maybe my kid's going to college now. And you need to take money out of your HSA for that. You can do that. But there's a caveat. It's a tax advantage account. So there's some rules. So if you're under 65, you're going to pay a 20% fee, which I don't like, but stuff happens.
That's right.
And then you are going to pay taxes on top of that. So please talk with a tax professional if you're going to have to do that, because we don't want you to do something that would harm you financially. Mm-hmm. Now, the cool thing, if you're 65 or older, you don't have to pay any taxes. This turns into an IRA. You can pull out for any reason you want, and all you pay is your taxes and no fees.
So can a retired person open an HSA account, or if you have an HSA and you retire?
So you can do both.
Wow.
Yeah. So
yeah, with Medicare. Sure. That makes sense. Okay.
So there are some ways you do have to qualify. So let me get that here. So you have to have a high deductible healthcare plan. That's right. Number one.
Yep.
So if you don't know what that means, please talk to your human resource person. See if you're in that. Second, you can't have any type of Medicare benefits, and you can't be claimed as a dependent by someone else. So as long as you match those three, you can open healthcare or an HSA account. And I like to throw a third one or a fourth one in. You can do this at any income level. Oh. A lot of times we hear you have to be super wealthy or not make under a certain amount to do this. Anyone can do it as long as you meet those three requirements. So that part is awesome. And the money that's growing in there, it's compounding. You're gaining your interest. You don't lose it at the end of the year. like flex spending accounts.
Yep.
I remember when I first was looking at that, I'm like, why would I put money into an account that's going to disappear?
That too. And then we had kids, right?
Yep. So daycare. Yep. That's a good way there. But yeah, with this, it doesn't disappear. It'll grow year to year. You don't lose it. And the awesome thing is you can put beneficiaries on this. So you can put your spouse on there, your kids. If you pass away, it'll go to them. Treats the same way. If they want to use it for healthcare, there's going to be no fees on that. If they hit retirement age, turns into an IRA, they get to use it however they want to. But again, same rules apply. They need to pay taxes on the money coming out. It is a great product. One of my most favorite products, because when I had a kid, my wife and I planned, we had our deductible immediately. We had enough money to do it, and we were not stressing. Like, it was so nice we had this.
Well, and with all high deductibles, because again, like you said, if you're looking at your benefits and there's a high deductible option, you have to have an HSA account with it so that the regulations kind of stay in order then. So let's talk about Core Bank's HSA account specifically, because like I said, I've opened quite a few of these. Well, I didn't open them personally, but I had a request, so I got these open. What are some of the unique things that sit with having one at Core Bank specifically?
So yeah, we're a local community bank.
Yeah.
That's the part I like, because like when I was at my previous, I had my HSA somewhere in another state. I couldn't just go into the bank and talk to somebody. I had to wait and hold for 30 minutes, send an email, and hopefully they get back to me. You can come to Core Bank. We can personalize all this for you. We can make sure it works. We'll set up your distribution from your payroll. Like, we'll make sure everything works for you. You can do it in person. That part I love. There's no minimum balance. I think this is a big one, because as you're growing, you're saving your money to save for your deductible. This could take 1 year, 2 years, depending on how much you put in there. But if medical stuff comes, you need to, drain it down to $10, and we won't give you a fee. So we're not going to penalize you for using it like it should. And then, like I said, we're going to give you ease to move that money from your paycheck, so you don't have to go in online banking. You don't have to write us a check. You don't have to do all that hard work. We'll just do it out of your paycheck, make it easy to fund it. And then I would want to stress again, all the growth inside of that is tax-free, so you don't have to pay taxes on your gains.
And I know in my experience, if you don't get a paycheck, right, business owners that might do a draw or something on those lines, they would basically send me the request of how much to transfer over. And then at the end of the year, get a statement, and then that will itemize the money so not getting taxed, so they can separate that from the tax side. So again, Community Bank, it was a simple email to me, and I could get that over to them.
That's easy.
Right. Versus, a big bank, you don't know who to talk to when you get passed around, and sometimes you still don't get what you're asking for. So I think those are some fantastic benefits. And then how easy is it to open up an HSA account?
So yeah, we got a few different ways. You can come into the branch if you want to talk with somebody. You can go online if you're internet. You want to do that, just go online, open it that way. If you just want to talk to someone, just call our virtual center at the 402-333-9100, and someone will answer your questions from there. We got lots of ways that you can do that.
And I learned a little bit more about this kind of as we were going through everything. Again, my big thing is to have that local connection, easy to get a hold of somebody, able to check your balance, able to function very freely with this. I think those are huge benefits. And the online. The fact you can open an HSA online. Yeah. That's a newer feature for us here at Core Bank, and it's pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. So you don't even have to really talk to anybody if you don't want to, because that is the case. Well, Michael, this has been fantastic. Any final thoughts on HSA account benefits at Core? Anything on those lines? I just really hope people take this knowledge, use it, talk to your, spouse, your family, make sure you're budgeting. If you can save every month for your medical bills that you're going to have to pay eventually to hit your deductible, you're going to have that peace of mind like we did when we had our kid. Like, we were not stressing about money. And I really want people to manage it themselves and really help everybody just have that peace of mind. I never saw it as getting enough in there for your deductible. But if you do that, you're covered. Yeah, that's the whole point. Like, because if something major happens, insurance is going to kick in and pay most of it. And you're still going to save anyway, so you can just continue to make your payments going from there. So For more information on the Core Experience podcast, go to corebank.com/podcast, or you can always email us at coreexperience@corebank.com. Michael, thank you for your time today.
Thank you so much for inviting me over here, Brandon.
And all your knowledge that you brought. And for everybody else, we look forward to talking to you on a future podcast. Core Bank does not provide tax advice. This material is for information purposes only and is not intended to provide and or be relied on for tax advice. Talk to a tax professional before using HSA funds for non-qualified medical expenses. Please consult your tax advisor before making any tax-related decisions. Visit www.irs.gov for more information.
Thank you for listening to the Core Experience, your connection to community, business, and the people who make it all happen. For more details, go to corebank.com/podcast or email coreexperience@corebank.com. Brought to you by Core Bank, member FDIC.